time.
Every time. You can get 5% off. This is the Drinkwater Podcast. The sponsor for today, the sponsor for the video is actually also Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, where did he go?
Huh? He's facing.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Blind.
So what's been new? We've got a lot to
unpack.
a lot to unpack today. We
want
want
to
to
go
go
through
through
some
some
videos
videos
as
as well.
well. Yeah.
Oh, big walk, right?
Big walk. Took me 25 minutes from King's Cross to Castlereagh Street.
25.
Yeah.
Wait, that's just from home though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that how long it normally takes?
Oh, sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 25. It's crazy.
Where does the 5 come from?
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. I almost want to get into it.
I reckon it's shorter. I reckon I do it in like 15 minutes sometimes.
15 minute
I'm a
walk
quick walker.
from King's Cross to the city.
Probably 20 minutes. To Castlereagh Street. Yeah.
That's not too bad. I can't understand.
Woolloomooloo. It's a nice little... It's a scenic walk. See a lot on the way.
Woolloomooloo, that's meant to be a bad area.
It used to be. It's very gentrified now.
That's Spaniards.
You've got a mix.
That's
Spaniards old hood.
Yeah, he's old hood.
I don't think he's there anymore, but...
Was there a time when it was bad?
I remember even in 2014, I used to go down there and it was like Gotham. It was like
really
scary. It was scary.
Gosh.
But now there's like this homeless people, but there's no like scary vibe. You feel safe.
It's funny how fast an area like that can change.
It's insane. Like there's a coffee shop on the corner where they have $9 coffees now.
Gosh. That's hilarious. Because I remember there was the big...
right next to like just the Matthew Talbots down there.
Yeah, they've got the big
like vertically
underpass.
opposite just this extremely expensive cafe.
I don't know how people who go to that cafe, who kind of drink that coffee, can kind of deal with it.
Deal with what?
Themselves. Kind of like, I'm paying for a $9 coffee, and then I'm staring at like a homeless family right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand how kind of...
I guess not families necessarily, but yeah.
Yeah. But I guess like young adults and an uncle and just... I don't know how you can kind of justify it.
It's one of the... It's like there in Redfern. You know that you've directly...
Yes.
An indigenous family were exactly where you were not 10 years ago.
Not even 10 years, you're staring at them.
Yeah.
You're literally staring at that family. Like, especially when it comes to areas of Redfern.
Yeah.
You've just got the... I don't even know what I think it's Redfern, kind of like down near Waterloo sort of area. You've just got the... Like you mentioned, the most expensive cafe.
Yeah.
It's just like beautiful, brand new. You've just got like an apartment complex.
Should put the Nobu down at Woolloomooloo under the bridge. Just put a casino, just a high rise there. I think it's all heritage listed, so they're not allowed to build any high rise above like 5 levels.
Oh, right.
So it's very low, still, and there's all those housing blocks that are still there.
True.
It's very quiet.
And they can't really touch it. Because I can't understand getting
I think
really
they're
nice
slowly kicking them all out, it seems like.
Really?
I don't know the long-term plan, but...
Like, you're realising that you're the problem. That's what I can't kind of wrap my head around. Maybe if you are like a young couple...
Yeah.
And scored like a fresh apartment for $600,000, you're like, I don't care.
Or even renting.
Yeah, or even renting. Like, sorry, it's cheap. We want to have a nice life.
I want to live in the middle of the city.
Yeah. I'm so close to work. I can walk to work because I work down the road. We can kind of go to these nice restaurants. All the best restaurants are in those areas as well. All those like brand new kind of... The most exciting restaurants seem to be...
Not that many Woolloomooloo restaurants. Oh, you mean on the water there?
Yeah. I guess you've got that area. You've got like amazing coffee shops, and I'm also saying kind of areas of Redfern going down towards Waterloo.
I don't know Waterloo at all.
Yeah, I think it's... I don't know if I have the complete wrong area, but like the area right down from Redfern.
Yeah.
I find it gets really, really awkward because you just have like one side of the street's brand new. Yeah, it's almost like an English visual for the HSC.
Yeah. But King's Cross is... I like it because all the homeless and disadvantaged people that are there are there by choice.
Right.
They don't live there.
Yeah.
They're kind of just hanging out.
That's
the
true.
needle clinic. Just chilling.
Yeah, there's no real housing in King's Cross that anyone could possibly live in.
There's the shelter. I mean, not the shelter. There's the food... What's it?
It's like a food bank?
Yeah, it was like a food bank, which closed during COVID, which like kind of was almost empty for the whole lockdown.
Really?
It's terrifying, King's Cross. Just empty.
Just an empty area, no one there.
No one there. The homeless were gone. The drug junkies were gone. Everyone was gone.
Gosh.
Just delivery drivers kind of wandering around, and tradies, essential workers, still having to get up.
There's something so funny about, let's say, all the drug addicts just like going back to their homes in the country.
I think they just all live in Waterloo and they travel to King's Cross.
Oh, right. Oh,
they all live in
something funny. They're just on like Zoom talking to their drug dealer or something like that. Be like, yeah, this is hard for all of us.
During the lockdown.
Yeah. I just like the idea that certain people who cannot deal with a lockdown just had to figure it out and just go back to their parents' house and just get on Zoom and be like, oh yeah, hey guys, sorry, we're at home.
Ship it out.
We're all in this together. Like some of the homeless people around Sydney.
Yeah, like the biggest drug dealers are like in Sydney are setting up their Zoom cameras like, oh, doing this. Like, hold on, El Caso in Mexico. Yeah, it's set up. Yo. Yeah, so ship that in whenever. Yeah, I'm in my pajamas still. Yeah, Gladys said we can go out. When can we go out? Once every 2 hours or something.
Just get like a coffee. Just get like a coffee.
Kids in the background. Got the wife. Yeah. Little break from life.
There is even just like, people who are like begging on the street have to find a different way. They're just like getting up on Twitch.
Had to just go die, sadly. Unfortunate.
Because it's all back. It's literally all back now.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Seems
literally...
like it. Life's back.
Life's back. People are back begging on the streets.
Wars are back. Huge war. Wars are popping.
Yeah, wars are really popping. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, you've also got the, what is it? Tomato virus.
What's a tomato virus?
Yeah, it's a new one.
There's a new one.
Yeah, I think
is that a little smoke?
Huh?
What's that? Is it real?
It's real. I'll literally look it up.
Let's pull it up.
Let's pull it up. Pull that out.
That'll be here. Hopefully.
Tomato virus. So we're going to show people photos of it. Oh, tomato flu.
God, can't eat tomatoes anymore.
I know. Oh, is it from tomatoes?
I guess. It's not from tomato sauce.
A plant pathogenic virus that is found...
Outbreak
so
India.
it actually is coming from tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I thought it was just like tomato virus.
The virus is in the shape of a tomato.
I thought you went red like a tomato and that's all they wanted to call it. So obviously...
Is it a human virus or the tomato has a virus?
That's what I can't figure out. I think... Here we go. Let's look at the ABC.
Tomato flu cases have been reported in children in India. This is what experts know.
Okay.
Health experts are monitoring an outbreak of a viral infection detected in children in the southern Indian state. Well, it's not in Australia, so what are we worried about?
This is how everything started, though. It all started somewhere. Oh, here we go. 82 children. God. Under the age of 5. I don't know how bad it is. Tomato flu. Is it threatening?
What a funny name. Very unthreatening name.
It's very silly. Imagine like saying to your boss, like, I can't come in because I got the tomato flu. Yeah, sorry, mate, I got the tomato. I can't even imagine like how the cool Twitter internet people would kind of
take this.
Yeah, how would they take
is this
it?
like today?
Like I've got the tomato. Yeah, 24th of August.
25th. Yeah, so it's very recent.
Yeah, very recent.
So like everyone, mask back on. Oh my gosh,
that looks pretty bad.
It's like the hand, mouth, and
disease.
Yuck.
Hand, foot, and mouth. What was it? Yeah. What are the cases? It's probably going to spread.
What's this? Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Is our new PM. Is the new PM of Australia. Shaquille
Do you know what I hate about Shaquille O'Neal? Who cares? Who is he?
He's a basketball player.
The only reason Shaquille O'Neal is famous...
Yeah, look at this. I'm here in the land down under.
The only reason he's famous is
no way he wrote that.
No, he would have. He's a great guy. I just find it a bit annoying.
He's crying? Oh,
he's doing like a silly thing.
Head touch.
I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with him. I don't know why everyone's so kind of excited about Shaquille O'Neal being here.
He's an inspiration for young men all around the world. Men are watching his video for self-help more than anyone else.
He's targeting young kids on Twitch.
He's on Aiden Ross's stream recently. talking about how you should protect your wife at all costs.
Imagine if Shaquille O'Neal kind of got red pilled like that.
Oh, I'm sure everyone
How more
will.
dangerous it would be. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, like a legend for some weird reason.
Yeah, how much influence does he even really have? Who's watching Shaquille O'Neal and changing their outlook on
That's
the
what I
world?
can't figure out what he's even done. Like, he's a basketball player.
Like,
He's
who
tall.
respects sportsmen as being intelligent people? There aren't many intelligent athletes.
You probably had...
You never look at an
Muhammad Ali.
athlete. Yeah, so there's one.
Muhammad Ali. Who else is there that's like a go-to for
Probably a
sport?
one of a kind, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, someone who actually...
Very philosophical and spiritual and...
Joe Rogan. I guess you could say him being a fighter.
He wasn't really a highly competitive... He never got his fame as fighting.
No, he never had a fame.
He was Fear Factor.
Brendan
He was going Fear Factor.
He is Fear Factor. Brendan Schaub's a fighter or an athlete that people care about what he says.
Yeah.
Awkwardly. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's actually like an athlete who people wanted to listen to.
An ex-athlete, yeah.
Because it's crazy that it all changed. Like, he became the most hated man on the internet. But he started off really likable.
Yeah.
Really likable. Like, I love...
He was that cool kind of dumb guy on Joe Rogan that would just fit in.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem too egotistical to butt in and give his point. He would just be like, yeah.
He was just a cool guy that was kind of funny. I was like, this is the coolest fighter ever.
He would be the great... I reckon that's why Joe loved him. He was a great guy to have because he would just agree with what you're saying. And just make you sound better. He's like, whoa, that sounds so much better. He would have loved it.
He was a funny guy.
Yeah.
What he did,
Not
I remember...
stand up, but...
No, but he was
It's funny how unfunny it is.
I don't know.
I'd love if he came out later and he said it's a joke. I'm purposely trying to...
It's not even unfunny. Like, he used to go on Theo Von and it was hilarious. It was my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah.
They ended up starting a podcast after it. But they used to do this back and forth, like, you look like, I look like.
Oh, yeah.
It was the funniest thing ever. Like, I was consuming a lot of podcasts.
You look like a PE teacher who just got fired.
It was kind of
Doing
funny.
those ones,
yeah, it was kind of funny. And it was really creative.
You look like
And they were, like, laughing so much.
You currently look like a private school basketball coach.
Yeah.
Who works 2 days a week.
Is that me?
Yeah.
You look like a...
Or what, bro?
I can't figure it out. I can't even. It's too many things going on.
There's a lot.
There's socks. Yeah, this Lady Chin socks. I can't even do it. We're both wearing the jackets. We're both wearing the puffer jackets. I think that should be a bit of a theme.
Puff Jack season?
Like, you've got, I don't know if you know DeRay, the guy, the Black Lives Matter guy, who would always wear the blue.
Black Lives what?
Black Lives. But he would always wear
that?
No. But he was the guy who was always like at the forefront, and he had this vest that he'd always wear. It was like a green or bluish vest.
Yeah.
And he would just be known for it. He'd wear it every single
Vest
day.
guy, yeah.
He's the guy with the vest, and it's part of like his brand. I think it's important to have like a piece of...
Yeah.
Have a brand. Even like Tim Pool, he's got the beanie. I think I can become the guy that's just got this. This podcast could be the podcast.
Puffer jacket. So
Yeah,
I've got to wear this or I've got to buy a new one every week.
Yeah. That's the awkward thing. Because it does come down to washing. That's the awkward thing.
I don't even know how to wash this.
Really?
I have no idea.
I think with those you can just do a normal warm wash.
Really?
I know I need to wash mine. Because I
need to wash mine. I go out with it. It smells disgusting.
Yeah. I smell disgusting right now, but I know I've just woken up, so there's nothing I can really do
Viewers
about it.
can't smell.
Yeah, the viewers can't smell.
I actually smell good, don't worry.
But that's the thing, we do
Mine's
this
still
podcast. Spelling, what is it?
It's still new.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So it's a newish.
Yeah.
When did you get it?
2 weeks ago, right before I went to Blackheath for the engagement party.
What's Blackheath?
Blue Mountains. Beautiful. Untouched.
Oh, damn.
Untouched. God's country.
What's going on? I thought the Blue Mountains...
You're in back... It's kind of like time travelling to the White Australia policy.
In the Blue Mountains?
Yeah. Good old days.
Because I think...
Everyone's nice and white.
Why would ethnic people move to the Blue Mountains?
Yeah, why? It's cold.
There'd be no
freezing.
I think it goes against the ethnic mentality.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why would I go to somewhere
All ethnics have the same mind state. We support that on this podcast.
I do feel there is a... There is a mindset that immigrants have.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I want to kind of be either near community or somewhere very nice. I feel most people have that, but people who living in the Blue Mountains have a very
You don't want to be...
mindset.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing? I'm living far away from everything.
I guess it's just being close to your work. There's not many jobs in the Blue... Anyone who is in the Blue Mountains either works from home or travels into Sydney to work.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's that 2 hour you're risking to do. It's a lot of retirees up there, I feel. A lot of old people.
We can go even further with that. Like, you have the idea of, Dr. Yakub, who made white people, lived in the mountains.
I'm going to have to...
let's look it up.
We're going into... I don't know. I'm scared of it. I want to get into the UFOs.
I know. We're going into Yakub, Nation of Islam. Here we go.
Nation of Islam?
Yeah. we're going nice and deep here.
Let's talk about white people.
So Yakub was a black scientist who lived 6,600 years ago and began the creation of the white race and whites. He created white people.
How did he create white people?
So what was he doing?
He was breeding.
So they're saying he's said to have done this through a form of selective breeding, which is referred to as grafting, while he was living on the island of Patmos.
Wait, what is this?
It's a great thing to go into. He invented white people.
So Europeans didn't naturally form in Europe?
No.
This man did some potion and created the white man.
No, through like selective breeding.
And out came Stephen Crowder.
Do you know what's so funny? If this is just true, like the world ends and everything, you'd be like, dang, that was actually true. White people were made in a lab. Oh, not in a lab. We're made by this Yakub guy. I'm trying to see more of this. Yakub's born in Mecca.
This is crazy.
And they're saying 30% of original black people were dissatisfied. He was a member he acquired at age 6. So he's this very intelligent man. Oh, here we go. He had a plan to create new people. He saw an unlike human being made to attract others. Oh, here we go. Who could, with the knowledge of tricks and lies, rule the original black man. So the idea, this is where I've heard, he created the white man to ruin black people's lives.
Why?
I don't really know.
He was black?
Oh, so he died at the age of 152. It goes into the area of Scientology where you read more and more and it becomes so extreme.
What even is this?
I know,
story. What even am I reading? Biblical Hebrew, Farhad Muhammad.
What happens when you go into...
They became gorillas? Like,
oh, here we go. Okay. During a bleaching process.
Okay, calm down. Let's settle down.
Okay,
what are we doing? I'm going to start here and just read. The new race. Okay. Should we read the whole thing?
No, we're not going to
Who wants to read? Let's get someone to read.
What kid wants to do it?
I'll nominate if we don't get a volunteer.
White fighters, Europeans.
That's one of some of the scariest times of my life as a child.
Oh, but getting asked to read.
Getting ready that I might be asked.
That's true. Read. Were you a decent reader?
I was stressed. I was decent, but it was that public speaking as a kid was not fun.
It is. You're under pressure.
It was weird. It was strange.
You are under pressure. But I do want to...
Oh, sorry. Back to the...
Sorry, back to Yakub. Sorry, back to Yakub here. Here we go.
Do you want to just read the whole... to hear? It looks interesting.
I don't know if I want to read the whole thing. We could. Let's read the last little bit. Whites were defined.
I want to read this bit. This bit looks crazy.
This bit, yeah. Okay.
So the new race, but I want to know what the new... Okay, let's just make it up. The new race traveled to Mecca, where they caused so much travel they were exiled to West Asia, Europe.
So what's happened? He's created white people, and then they left.
And they stripped of everything but the language. Once there, they were roped in to keep them out of paradise. The soldiers patrolled the borders armed with swords to prevent the devils from...
White devils is what they were, because wherever they went, they kind of caused problems. Yakub created this species of people, and they caused problems.
By Moses, who taught them to wear clothes. Moses tried to civilize them, but eventually gave up and blew up 300 of the most troublesome of them with dynamite. What? They had dynamite 4,000. What are we reading? I thought that was invented in China like 300 years ago. But however, they had learned to use trichology to plan
The lack of empathy. So white people have lack of empathy.
The black population, bringing the first. According to the so we got
autobiography of Malcolm X. Here we go.
All the races other than the black race were byproducts of Yakub, spelled by Yakub.
This is
word as
autobiography of Malcolm X, everyone. So he believes
the bleaching process of the black race include so Asians are black people. That's confirmed.
Oh wow,
Asians are black.
Okay. Interesting. So Asian people came from black people. The whites are these devils
that
were
created unnaturally by Yakub.
Yeah.
Whites are defined as Europeans. So yeah.
Elijah Muhammad also asserted that some of the new white race tried to graft themselves back into the black nation, but they had nothing to go by. As a result, they became guerrillas. You were lucky to make the start. And got as far as what you call the gorilla. So these white people tried to become black and turn into gorillas. In fact, all of the monkey family are from this 2,000-year history of the white race in Europe. So gorillas came from white people trying to become black again. According to the Nation of Islam doctrine, Yakub's, 300 years, were destined to rule for 6,000 years before the original black peoples of the world regained dominance. A process that began in 1914. I can't really figure out this timeline. It seems really all over the place.
It seems to make sense, but I don't know. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it feels like something you would really go into.
True.
Yeah.
Is this like?
I can't understand where they're getting it from.
It makes sense though.
So what this article says is in the autobiography of Malcolm X. Malcolm X is like, oh yeah, white people. Oh yeah, no, Yakub's creations. Yeah,
devils.
That's them, the devils. So anyway, what else are you asking me? That's basically what Malcolm X is. Everyone has the autobiography of Malcolm X. He probably had that as a throwaway.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh yeah, white people, what do I think about them? Oh, well, they're just Yakub's creations. So they're going to do what they're going to do.
He was half white.
And he was half white. So he's half devil.
Half devil, half angel?
I can't.
So black people are angel.
I can't figure it out. I find it fascinating.
Maybe black people are devils.
Do you know what's really strange? If this was the other way around, it would only exist on 4chan. It couldn't exist. It couldn't exist on Wikipedia. You couldn't actually talk about black people. So
Middle Eastern people are black people?
Yeah, if anyone wants to go deeper, just look up.
I'm gonna go deeper.
Yakub. You're gonna go deeper. I want you to probably come back.
I'm scared that we're gonna be.
It's right up your alley. It's right up your alley.
Channel 10 for talking about this. This is crazy. This is insane.
I can imagine you potentially joining the Nation of Islam and getting really into this. Yeah, very, very interesting. Because when you come to the Nation of Islam, they've got pretty strange ideas.
Yeah.
It's so similar to Scientology, where you can't really block religious ideology because
It's a bit different to Scientology. Scientology was created within the scientific revolution, so we know everything about it. We know nothing really about all these religions.
Right.
It's so long ago.
Nation of Islam, I think it's all pretty new.
It's not that new.
It's pretty new, and I feel they're drawing on
But it's not
old
50
things.
years ago. It's 600 years ago.
I don't know. Nation of Islam is pretty new. I think it only came
Nation
around.
of Islam? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Nation of Islam.
Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah Muhammad.
Okay, yeah.
So 1930s.
Yeah.
So it probably is the same time as Scientology.
Yeah. So this came from Elijah
Muhammad. Yes.
From the Malcolm X movie. Shout out to the actor.
Shout out to the actor. He was great being Elijah Muhammad.
He killed Malcolm? Sent some boys to kill Malcolm?
I don't even really know.
Who killed Malcolm X, do you think? I think they know who killed him.
Yeah, it's so fascinating, Nation of Islam. Like, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's so pro-black, and it's so storytelling.
Oh, so this is just propaganda from the Nation of Islam?
Yeah.
Oh, Okay. I thought this was some factual...
What are your thoughts on the Nation of Islam? You think it's just like Scientology, just this...
Oh, I think it's more like... not extremist, but white nationalism.
Ah, okay. Yeah, interesting.
But it has a bit... Yeah, I don't know.
It's like black
We could
nationalism
get into
that's...
that, but that's a whole lot.
That dude Jesus, is he part of the Nation of Islam?
I don't think so.
Right, he's separate.
He was on Tim Pool.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's an interesting
It
conversation.
was very interesting.
That's a very interesting
We
conversation.
agreed on a lot, surprisingly.
We should all go back to Africa. Yeah, you should all go back to Africa. We are different than the white man. Yeah, you are different than the white man. It's interesting. I really find this extreme race discussion... I don't know, it's almost like a coping mechanism, where if you're kind of going through such
atrocities happened,
you
got to find a way to balance that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you have to make up these stories about white people actually being spawned of the devil.
Yeah.
Or if you go through a Holocaust, you can basically say you're the chosen people, and that's why it's okay that you went through that, because you're chosen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And everyone else aren't part of the chosen people.
Even though Palestinians are Semites.
Oh, right. I didn't know this. I don't even know where we're going.
I heard it in a song, so it must be true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so weird. You can get so caught up in
politics of the world. It's
just
a lot
conspiracies, I think. Like, it's almost like a cult.
Yeah.
It's basically a cult.
I think the loss of truth is getting so extreme.
Oh. You can listen to...
But when wasn't it? It's probably getting better and worse. Like, it was way worse back in the day. Way worse. It's getting so much better.
You would have a kid whose, like, whole idea of the world was revolved around dead prez.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Anything
47. And then he literally is Jesus Christ.
Yeah, literally.
And no one else knows besides like 11,000 of us. And I was that kid for a bit.
You were that kid for a bit. I was close to being that kid for
Yeah.
a bit. You would talk about all these things. You have people like on Instagram, I don't know if you know Shaka Bars.
I've heard of Shaka Bars.
Yeah. He's like the typical back to Africa Hotep guy.
True.
He's moved back to Africa. And
Having
he's
fun.
saying, he says it's the greatest thing on earth. And he's saying all black people
Fresh
must
air.
return to Africa.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting just...
Return to which part of Africa? Your part?
Your part.
It's a big
Lot
of parts.
I'll look up Shaka.
Am I going to Egypt or am I going to...
Let me look up Shaka Bars. He's
South Africa?
I think he only sees Africa as... I don't know if he accepts Egyptians. Shaka... What was it? Shaka...
Does he accept the white South Africans as Africans?
I think you
Is
know...
the Florida politician?
What Florida politician?
The guy that came
Here
up
he
with
is.
the Don't Say Gay bill.
I don't even know.
He had the funniest quote. But it was like, Elon Musk is an African American.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's very...
So he's ganja?
He's Shaka Bars. He's in Jamaica, bro.
He's in Jamaica, too.
No, but what else? He's big on kind of
That's
posting...
him.
No.
Oh, so that wasn't even him.
Oh, that was him.
So that is him.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
He's a mixed race guy.
Looks fresh.
And he's really big into going back to Africa. He's a vegan. Oh, here we go. He's talking.
Vegan?
He's talking about generations. He's talking about Australia.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us. So Shaka Bars,
How
are you
gonna
talking
pull
about?
up all this?
I know. I don't know if I'll be able to pull up all of this.
I could find a bit of it.
I could probably get a bit. Like, if you're following along, we're just looking at Shaka Bar's Instagram. Afro-Pakistanis. It's this world where everyone's African.
Yeah.
It's very...
It's been a long stance.
Yeah. But I feel you can get really caught up in it, and I feel he's someone who's been really caught up in it.
I've definitely gone into those rabbit holes where you get super Zionistic.
Yes.
And you feel this crazy connection.
And it's funny that I don't know.
And it could be a coping mechanism. It could be a lot of things. Who knows what it is.
Is
could
it
be real. Could just be...
Is it a mixed race thing? Because you find all these people who are so pro-black.
A mixed
A
race.
mixed. They're all mixed at the end of the day. Like, you've got the Malcolm X, you've got the Shaka Bars, you've got a lot of these people in the Nation of Islam.
The two big...
I know the two.
All the other ones, let's not mention them, because that would contradict what we're trying to say.
We're trying to get a point across. And I'm trying...
You need a lie to get a point across.
You need a lie to get this point across. But there definitely is something there.
Yeah.
I find, even, what is it, Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the leader of, like, Black Lives Matter in a way.
Who?
Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. Let me get him up.
It's not Jesse Williams.
Yeah. This is Jesse Williams. He's like... he was like one of the biggest voices.
The blue eyes.
Yeah, the blue-eyed, basically tan skin guy.
Beautiful Eastern European.
Yeah, he looks like a perfect, like, Spanish man.
Yeah,
or
the kind of guy, if you're a girl, you'd want to see him on the beach.
Oh, of course.
He'd have a beautiful night.
100%. He's just a man of the world.
Yeah.
And that's, at the end of the day, everyone's going to look like Jesse Williams.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be okay. Because no one's going to know where anyone's from, and all this conversation's going to be gone. People will start doing this
Do you think it's bad people holding on to their culture?
I think it kind of is. I don't know if I agree with China or something like that.
But we hold on to our culture. I love Australian culture.
You love
Is
Australian
that bad
culture.
to hold on to
Is it
that?
bad?
If you're in the place of the culture? Or is it if you go to the other place in blah, 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 blah?
Oh, so if we, let's say you leave Australia and then you go
If you
to...
come here, should you have to integrate into Australian society?
It's probably a case.
Yeah.
It's probably a case. Like, if I go to live in Japan, I'm probably not going to be like, why aren't there any RSLs here?
Yeah.
Like, I want an RSL with just Australian people, and we talk about, like, a meat raffle where we're talking about, like, the cricket.
Yeah.
And, like, Michael Hooper copping out in the rugby or something like that.
Still crying about Warnie.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? A place where you can kind of get with a whole bunch of people that had the same upbringing as you.
So there should be public... What do they call them when a country has a... like a state in another country?
Oh, what is it? Yeah, what's it called?
5 minutes.
I know, 5 minutes. We just give.
Let's not move on until we remember.
Yeah, no, I want to remember what it is. Whether it's like a consulate or something like that, like a Japanese.
It's close. We're getting close.
we're getting closer. We are getting closer. It's not like
a consulate, but that's not the word.
That's not what the word is. A consulate, I think, is a person. What is the word we're looking for?
China. It's what Julian Assange is in.
Yes. Let me look it up. This is what happens when you bring this is what happens when you bring the computer out. Imagine Joe Rogan's just like
what?
Embassy.
So you should have public embassies all around the world in every country.
They do.
Public embassies, not a government embassy.
Right. So what would that
well,
look
like
like?
you were saying, like an RSL.
Yeah.
In every country in the world. For Aussies, when they go there, the public have a safe space to go to. Is that what you were trying to say?
Oh, no, I was meaning more like demanding things to be more like where you're from. I like the idea of an Australian going to Japan and being like, why isn't there any Vegemite on the shelves of these supermarkets? Do you know what I mean? That sort of like arrogance.
Yeah.
I want to be like...
You like that? I'm confused.
No, I think that's a funny idea.
Oh, it's funny.
That's a funny idea.
Yeah.
Like, because that seems to be what happens. Like, let's say a Japanese person comes here and they're like, okay, why can't I buy this in this store?
Yeah.
And then you'd have like a certain Asian store that opens up and has your things. And you could probably have it the other way of being like from Finland.
I think Australian culture is extremely laid back. And that's what a lot of other groups from around the world struggle with. Our extreme laid back culture. And freak out a bit. But what is so beautiful about people from these very strict, survivalistic countries...
Yeah.
Come here... And there's just people like naked on a beach having a beer. And they're like, what on earth is going on here? This is scary. And everyone's like, hey, Alan. And you're like...
That's true.
I think that's what's beautiful about Australia.
Being so laid back.
Yes.
It is very nice. It is very
crazy.
nice. There's a mateship all the time. Like, you go into a store, there's a real sense of camaraderie. Be like, hey, how you going? How you going, mate? How you going? Anyone stares at you too long. In New York, you want to fight them. In Australia, it's like, hey, mate, how you going?
You got a problem here, bro?
Yeah.
You looking at my girl for a bit too long, bro.
But an Australian guy looks at someone's girlfriend, he's like, yeah, mate.
Your missus is looking good, mate. Bloody oath.
Oh. I try my punching.
You're punching.
Mate. I'm punching. No. Punching. There is that real sense of, mateship. Yeah. It's hard to get into fights.
Yeah.
I know, I think I'm trying to think of like other cultures that have that sense of mateship. Because you'd have like Scottish culture, which doesn't have that. Like if you look at someone too long, you're going to fight.
To Scotland, I don't know.
Yeah, but even just like the idea of certain fighting cultures. I think Irish and the Scottish are big on fighting.
Yeah.
There's not too much mateship because everyone's always in a fight with each other. I think in England you probably have
alcohol's too cheap, baby. I was thinking this. Alcohol, I bought a beer the other day for like $9.50. We make our own alcohol here.
Yeah.
There's no reason. It should be $1. It could be $1. There's no reason it needs to be $9.50.
Right.
Something's gone wrong. But maybe they just don't want everyone to have wet brain and die and get in fights. More domestic violence. And like, let's just up the price. Get people having less drinks.
Kind of like cigarettes.
Yeah.
We'll be like, let's just make this really hard
expensive.
to do.
It's like, you don't need 25 beers.
Yeah.
If it was cheap enough, you'd probably have 25 beers. But you make it $12 a beer because you only need 3 or 4.
Interesting.
And they can make more money. Put that back into the economy. Everyone's kind of winning.
Yeah, I'm in the Nation of Islam. I don't drink because I don't drink the white man's poison.
Yeah.
But
the second you break that seal, it's given into the... Can we pull up the Yazoo?
Yakub's creation.
Yeah, Yakub's creation. Yeah.
What a lot of people in America call white people, I call them, with friends, Yakubians.
Yeah.
White people are Yakubian or Yakubian devils. That's what the name is for them. If you're like, oh yeah, I'm out with some Yakubians tonight.
We're part Yakubian.
I know I'm half Yakubian, so I can say this.
Yes.
I can say the Y word.
I can say the Yakubian.
Because it is a funny thing of like having... The only reason racism exists is because there isn't a proper comeback to white people. That's the only reason.
Disagree with that, but...
I honestly think if there was a slur or a way to get at white people, then everyone just has their thing.
But then it would still exist.
It would be very different.
How?
Very, very different.
But it's not that there isn't a thing, it's because nothing's happened to white people. So do we need to go and like genocide white people for 400 years? And then they can be like, now it's our time. Now you literally can't say cracker anymore.
See, they haven't been through... I think white people have been through
What have they been through? They've enslaved in the past 1,000 years.
Vietnam War.
Besides Jewish people.
Vietnam War was pretty... And Jewish people aren't white people.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking. That's always a fun
comment in the comments.
Yeah.
Get into a discussion whether Jews are white people. Love to see what the audience
guess the Vietnam War is probably something.
Something what?
Where white people kind of
and
lost.
Black Americans.
Yeah, that's true. Americans lost. But it's something where like a lot of white
cancel
people
culture? What's happening with like Rogan and all these people being censored?
What would happen if Andrew Tate was actually white? Do you think
he is half white?
No, but if he was full white and he couldn't kind of draw on the black thing, do you think he would literally?
I think if he was more dark skinned, he would have worked a bit better.
Oh, he wouldn't have been cancelled.
Yeah, I think he would have had a lot more leeway. He could have gone away with a lot more. He looks white. He looks like Timberland. No one's buying it.
That's true. Yeah. He looks way too white passing. Yeah. He looks like a guy with a tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Vin.
And he knows that. Like he doesn't look like an African American.
That's true.
It's probably why he doesn't support Black Lives Matter.
He's like, I've never experienced racism. It's not real. That's why I haven't experienced it.
He says he has.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's get into. I solved the Melbourne case of the UFOs. So let's pull this.
Okay, let's pull this one up. A Melbourne case of the UFOs.
So in 1966, at a Melbourne primary school. Let's get the exact.
Is it Westall? Wikipedia?
Just go in Melbourne UFO.
Westall. In Australia.
Okay,
here we go.
So at approximately 11 a.m. on Wednesday, 6th of April, 1966, students and teachers from Westall High School, now Westall Secondary College, reported seeing a flying object described as a grey or silvery green saucer-shaped craft with a slight purple hue and about twice the size of a family car. According to the students, the object was descending, overflew the high school, and disappeared behind a stand of trees. Approximately 20 minutes later, the object reportedly reappeared, climbed its speed, and departed towards the northwest.
Wow.
Some accounts describe the object as being pursued by 5 unidentified aircraft.
Okay, so
this was in 1966. It's probably our most famous. It's one of the top 5 biggest UFO stories out there from my research.
But it's being followed by planes.
Who knows?
Like there's some UFO and they're saying being like, oh, there's a whole bunch of planes
That's
following.
one report.
Yeah.
It's like reported, I don't know if it's in this, but it was about 100 kids saw this silver thing come to the playground, sit there, hover, and then disappeared.
Wow.
Hundreds of kids.
Okay.
All said the same story. Pretty undeniable. And I've solved it.
Okay,
I believe I've solved it. Possibly.
Right. What's that photo in the Westall UFO? Is that it? Is that a photo?
There's no photo. 1966, before the iPhone.
Okay.
Steve Jobs was...
Kid starts getting on
He
Twitch.
wasn't...
Yo, Aiden,
that,
check
bro?
this out. Check this out, man. Whoa, that's crazy, man.
Alright, so where was that? Where's Melbourne? Is that Melbourne?
No.
That is Melbourne.
Oh, it's down there.
That is Melbourne.
Yeah, down there.
Alright, so we got Melbourne.
Okay.
So what I think it was, also in 1966, Australia and the US formed an alliance, a huge military alliance.
Yeah.
And it was,
Why were you looking into this?
just things connect. I'm always
Okay.
looking into
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
known about this for a long time. See, they've been on like all the witnesses have come out recently.
Oh,
and
wow.
been, like, I still remember it as a little kid.
God.
Heaps of stories about it. It's described as your generic UFO.
Wow. I might actually have to look into their account.
So in 1966, Australia and the US formed an alliance, and they created a military base in the middle of the outback called Pine Gap. So this is Pine Gap. I think they made a TV show, and here it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's dead center of Australia.
Yes. Making a base there.
Right around this time, there are also, like, it's pretty known, there were a lot of new aircrafts being researched and tested.
Yeah.
So my belief is they formed this base when... So they formed this base in the middle of the outback. So you have 10 hours this way, that way, till you see any civilization.
That's what I can't figure out.
What a better place to test UFOs. Any Chinese or Russian spies, it's physically impossible for any of their radars to reach that far inland. That's why it's like this perfect location for a military base. So that was formed 9th of December, so I'm wrong.
But formed completely.
That's when it was...
They were still building it, and they were still probably being like...
And that's when they released it to the public, that we've done it. So that's my theory, anyway.
I like it. I don't think that's wrong.
It's super close. The, same year.
In 66. And what was probably...
1966.
Okay, now look at when the date with the UFO sighting was. And let's see. And so 1966, and then April 1966.
April 1966. But same year.
In terms of
It's
being
a bit
formed,
weird.
it's like a few months later.
Yeah.
It's like, by the way, we have this.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense.
It's solved.
For something like that to
I
happen.
think we could turn the page on this. So this is...
So what's happening exactly at this Pine Hall?
So this is something you're going to have to pull up for the viewers to be able to see what
No,
Pine
I
Hall
will.
is.
Oh yeah, let me get
Pine
up.
Gap.
Pine,
What a cool
Pine
name
Gap.
as well.
That's a very cool. Okay, I can imagine like a rapper from Chicago being called Pine Gap.
Let's get out of that. Let's just look at a Google image of what Pine Gap
Yeah, looking. I want to know what it does. So what were they meaning? What were they trying to do?
Look
there?
where it is.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I see. It's right. So it's right in the middle
Dead
of Australia.
center.
Dead set. And there's a whole
Dead
bunch of like
set
ball-looking
rocks.
things.
Weird balls.
Huge ball.
New spiral revealed.
Right. It looks crazy. It looks really
They're not
over the top.
posting on Twitter what they're doing there. No one really knows.
It's very... If you look at Pine Gap, it looks crazy. It looks like an Area 51 sort of place. Most secretive places in Australia. Oh, there's a Netflix thing on Pine
Look
Gap.
at this. Pine Gap not to be messed with.
So interesting. I can imagine, yeah.
So that's my theory anyway.
Do you know, if we were in 2001 or 2002, like, Skid House would do, like, a skit where, like, Chopper Reed goes to Pine Gap. How are ya? What's all this? What's all this then? No, it makes a lot of sense. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really good theory. So what happened, they were testing out... Would have they just been testing out a spaceship? Or do you feel people kind of are making UFOs or something? Like... I can't understand what they've been doing.
UFOs. So UFOs are like a human thing.
Yeah.
19...
So it's like a ship. Some sort of a spaceship.
It's just a... It's a spaceship.
Right.
It's like a drone.
Why'd I have to make it look so creepy looking? It was just like a
Is it creepy looking or is it just because of...
So it's this circular sort of shape that people seem to be obsessed with. No, we've got enough. Like, it's... I feel we have the idea of this Pine Gap place. We have this UFO sighting. They're saying they saw a UFO, like a typical UFO around sort of shit.
Okay, so look at this.
Yeah.
So UFOs aren't science fiction. We
Okay.
literally have made UFOs. The exact same thing.
Right. So UFOs have been
So look
made.
at this. They attempted... This was made by the American government. And it failed. They closed the program down because they couldn't really... They got it off the floor.
Yeah.
But they couldn't really... It wasn't that great. So I reckon they just saw this, but a bit better.
Yep, they saw like a UFO. By the way, this looks just like a weird circular object. It looks like a disc. It looks like
Your
a
generic
discus
UFO.
disc. Yes. Do you think they only created UFOs to kind of make people get freaked out and feel that they aren't in control of the universe? And there's like...
They wanted to make something look alien to freak people out.
Even just have a reason to be... like a bit scared of the government in a way?
I think it's more... It's like with everything. Like, once we invent something, we kind of just improve it from that point. Like cars.
Yeah.
Like, we just still have this four-wheel car, and they just got a bit better.
Yeah.
No one was like, let's just scrap that. Let's just do it this way now. So I think the UFO was like, we had planes, and they just kept getting better and better. And then whoever started it, some scientist was like, screw all that. Let's just start from square one again. How can we create something that flies and like flies?
Yeah.
And they're like, this is probably a better way than creating like a streamline thing with wings like a bird.
Right.
That those brothers invented. I think it's just some scientists was throughout the rule book is like, I'm starting from square one.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm gonna
start
do this
right
round
again.
thing. Yeah.
Let's just make it a better way.
What's so creepy about a UFO? I don't like the way it moves. It's like a snake. It
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sound.
Yeah.
It's
And it doesn't.
a bit scary.
It's a bit scary. I think that's what it is. But imagine if
But
like...
the biggest question is, did they ever get past this?
Did
Surely.
they need to? Yeah, so...
But why haven't we seen them?
Why
Like, where
haven't we
are
seen
they?
them? Yeah,
where the
where,
hell are they and who's flying them and who's using... Like, well, please, it's been so long.
Imagine just like, you go to an airport, you go into Bali, and it's like, okay, let's get into the UFO. It's like, you lean in like cooter.
Like, are the elites flying around in UFOs that we don't know of? Elite?
It'd be so crazy. It'd be such a flex to see like an actual... Because it looks like the future,
Yeah.
in all honesty. Plane looks bulky, it looks awkward, it makes too much sense. It looks like a paper plane.
Yeah.
A UFO shouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I think
It
that's
goes
why...
against what we know about flying.
Yes, it seems to go against...
You need to, like, go, you pick up speed, you take off, you land. This is good.
Yeah. I can't really figure it out. Like, are there going to be UFOs just used for private use? Like a helicopter?
Yeah.
There should be. Drones move like a UFO.
Yeah. I just don't know where they are. That's what scares me. I'm just like, if they invented it, why haven't they released it? Why isn't it out on the public market for billionaires to buy? If they exist and you can use it, why is it so hidden? Why is it this insane hidden technology? I don't get it.
It's the same thing with the jetpack, though.
You think there's crazy jetpacks that they're hiding out there? I
feel like it's such a cool concept and seems to make so much sense. Like, why aren't we traveling UFOs, and why doesn't every 1,000th person have a jetpack?
Yeah. Why
isn't there, like, a guy with a jetpack? It's similar to, like, you hear a guy with cranking a Bugatti down the road. There's just a dude on his jetpack, and I'm like, oh, that's so sick.
But there aren't jetpacks.
Pardon?
Are there jetpacks?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's similar to a UFO. Like, why aren't there more jetpacks? Why aren't billionaires riding around in jetpacks right now?
They look dangerous, even if they got invented. You can make one wrong turn and your head's cut off by something. A bird flies into you and you're dead. There's a lot up there in the sky.
Yeah, there's a lot. I feel that
and you're so exposed.
This
is like a car. You're in a nice little car. You push the button. You're going. You're encased.
Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same sort of thing. It's like
a motorcycle or a Tesla.
Oh, wait, you're talking about a car or talking about a UFO?
We're comparing UFO to jetpack.
Yeah, I feel they're so similar.
Jetpack's like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
UFO's like a Tesla.
Yes, completely. Yeah. But still, there's an element of danger.
There'll be jetpack gangs soon instead of the biker gangs. Yeah. That'll be fresh.
I feel jetpacks, people will have enough faith to be like, I'm good. I'm going up. I'm flying my jetpack.
Yeah.
But there is that fear. It's scary. It's like watching someone riding those sort of hoverboardy things, those one-wheeler things. I'm like, dang, that is so dangerous. You could really just go flying off that thing. And I feel like right now we're staring out the window. If I saw a dude, even just using them for construction sites, just a dude jetpacking up to the building, that should exist.
I don't think there's the technology to do that.
Right, but they should. It's the same thing with a UFO. Like, it's annoying. You're probably annoyed about UFOs. I'm annoyed about jetpacks.
I'm more annoyed about UFOs because there's all these videos. Something's going on.
There's a lot of videos with jetpacks. Let's look up.
There's not some conspiracy.
It is a little bit. I don't know. I feel we're in the same sort of area. Jetpack. Man. Okay, here we go. I want to see someone using a jetpack. And they're all over water right now.
Yeah, they're all the water ones in the military.
Fully functional jetpack. Okay, here we go. Here's someone on a jetpack. Meet the world's only fully functional jetpack.
Was Buck Rogers, and he came out of a spaceship.
Okay, that's cool. Who's this on a jet? It looks pretty terrible.
It's terrible.
It looks terrible. It looks so bulky and awkward. He's not doing
one wrong
turn
an hour or 60 miles.
It's funny with
the technology should be so much more advanced than this.
Yeah, a big quality.
Yeah, it looks.
They need Kanye to come change that design.
No, it's a good design.
Like the Borat. What's that movie? The Dictator, where he wants the rocket to be pointy, and he's like, scientifically we can't do it. And it's a...
I don't remember. That's kind of funny though. I can't remember that. Let's get it up now.
That's a funny.
But yeah, there's something about a jetpack that annoys me that the technology hasn't improved over.
Are you working on the technology?
Elon Musk should be. I don't have the intelligence to
Does
work.
He have to do that as well? You can't go Mars and the underground tunnels aren't enough. He needs to...
Honestly, forget about Mars. Forget about going to other planets. How about we get some jetpacks here?
Forget about Mars?
Yeah. Forget about it. How about we fix what's going on here?
What's going on here that needs to be fixed?
Jetpacks.
Priority one.
I know, priority number one.
This was a big question I wanted to ask. What is the worst thing in the world right now that needs to be fixed? What is our social justice issue number one
Andrew Tate having a platform on social media.
What's number 2?
Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson. Number 3, millions of children starving to death around the world. Let's start with number 1. We've got him off. Now let's get Jordan Peterson off.
That might be a bit harder. But honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it would probably be lack of food for the rest of the world.
So starving children.
Starving children. It's such like a drastic concept.
Yeah.
Like children are starving to death. And it's like, how are we doing anything?
Imagine it's like fake, like no one even starved.
I know.
It's like this like false flag. You go to Africa, they're like, there's so much food in the trees and everything. But in reality, they're not. They're like all stuff.
You just go to Africa, just having food fights. It's like we literally.
You have the lobster.
No, you have the lobster. I've already had
too much lobster.
I have had too much lobster. I am full.
Unfortunately, that's not true.
Unfortunately, that's not true.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, it is literally like
Africa, India, Asia, starving to death.
Starving to death.
Yeah.
Kids on the street looking dirty.
Unsanitary, horrific conditions.
They're just, it's like, dang, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is really crazy that this exists.
Yeah.
You should be able to go to school. You should be able to shower, drink, and eat.
Clean your teeth.
Yeah. Basic.
3 meals.
Yeah. 3
Home,
meals.
shelter.
Yeah. And that doesn't exist for millions and millions of kids. And that's where it's tricky. Like, even...
And how do you solve that? More delivery drivers?
Maybe that's what happens, like...
There's no McDonald's. Maybe they need more McDonald's in Africa?
Maybe the conditions are so bad for Deliveroo that you can't actually ever get a driver. Yeah. Ever. Do you know where you, like, don't eat because you can't, you don't know what to eat?
I've been a starving child before, waiting for my delivery driver when it takes, like, an hour sometimes. I get it's raining, but don't tell me that you can do it if you can do it.
I feel like I may as well be in...
I get to the point sometimes where I'm going to be like, can I just go pick up the order now?
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't facilitate my request, which I put through.
Do you know what happens? Yeah, when it's storming and you go on Deliveroo, all restaurants are closed, you're starving to death.
Yeah.
You're basically starving to death. There's nothing you can do. You're at home, it's storming outside. You're not going to get in your car and drive.
So you've got to fix your issue first before you can help anyone else.
Do you know that
we need to fix...
We have to figure out what's going on with our drivers.
We need night delivery... No, not night. Rain delivery services. For food.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
rains, you can't stop the rain
they
at the
have
moment.
huge suits on. Like, not even... Just big puffer jackets, big raincoats.
So this was my idea for the future of Uber Eats, Deliveroo.
Yeah.
Drones.
Okay.
So you can be in your apartment here. So you like ping your balcony. You order Bavarian down the road there.
Yes.
The little drone comes in. They clip it on.
Yeah.
It flies up here. It's like 3-minute delivery times. 3 minutes.
They've done that.
They've done it?
They've done it. It was literally somewhere in Australia.
I guess it's just when it goes wrong and someone gets like hot ramen dropped on their face.
True. Yeah, you probably can't order like malatang or anything, or soup or anything hot. But if someone gets like a burger from Grilled, like a vegan burger from Grilled on their face, they're probably like, oh, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
That's all. Yeah, you're not going to actually
That's
be like...
probably a bigger problem. Vegetarian burgers. Just eat a salad. Why they don't have the burger? If you want to have a burger. Let's not make fake burgers.
Yeah, let's not make fake burgers.
If you obviously want a burger by the looks of it.
If you want a burger, eat a burger. If you think
if you want a salad and you want
eat your
chickpeas,
salad.
eat the chickpea sweet potato yum.
That's true.
I'm sick of the vegan burgers.
Sick of the vegan burgers.
Any vegan chicken, it's like, don't eat...
Vegan chicken's crazy. Vegan chicken's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. We need to figure out these things before we actually go into starving children.
Yeah.
Which is the truth. Which is just the truth.
It's a hard truth.
There is a video of a kid. What does he do? I think he's in... It's something crazy. Like, I think he's in a swimming pool and he gets McDonald's delivered to him by drone. The drone comes to McDonald's and the person's like, oh, what? And it's like, oh, yeah. It's like a video of his face. Like, hey, can you give it to me? He brings it to his hot tub and then he eats it. That's probably going to be the future.
That's some good service.
That's
I feel
great
like
service.
I'm missing out now.
How do you stop that during the rain, though?
I feel unprivileged. Why can't I get that?
Yeah, you've got some... Because what happens, you feel sorry for the driver.
Yeah.
As well. Because you're not tipping him. I mean, you're for the delivery driver.
I've lost track.
On Uber Eats.
We're talking about the drone to the guy in the pool now.
Yeah, drone food versus people delivered food.
Right, so you're taking the jobs from the people with the drones, first of all.
Number one...
What are the people going to do? Maybe they drive the drones.
They learn to
drone
code. They learn to code. They have to
or they
do
be
something
drone
that
pilots.
actually makes... Oh, they could be drone pilots.
Drone pilots. Work from home. You're a drone pilot.
You're a drone
for
pilot
Uber
for Uber Eats.
You have like specific paths where old people aren't
Dang.
working, where you're not going to drop hot ramen on their head.
That's very, very true.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't require too much skill.
Yeah.
Just to be a drone
You
driver.
kind of just like go this way, that way. That you ping a destination, so I'll ping that balcony.
Yeah.
You're the drone driver from home, so you're pretty much just playing video games all day.
Yeah,
Getting
you are.
paid.
It's so cool. Like, everyone used to play that video game of, like, a drone or, like, CJ on a jetpack.
And you have a little camera, and you literally just go around the city sometimes. You have your break where you just go for a flight.
You can't use the petrol, though.
Petrol?
Yeah, for the drone. Or the battery. The charge. It'll cost money.
Right, so you can only...
you can only do your drive. They don't want it to make it too fun for people.
Yeah. Nothing can be fun.
So you go from that, you have your drone at that person's house, and then you're like, okay, where am I going now? I'm going to Surrey Hills. Zzz. You're driving a drone all day.
Quicker as well. You're up high. Take like 2 minutes to do your delivery.
That's
Safer.
true.
You're not going to be clipped by a car and run over. Or someone trying to get to the Ivy quicker. It's like, bro, if you don't make it before 10:45, it's $55.
I think there's something, though, when it comes to the drone, is you have to be close. You have to be close to it. You can't
I
actually
feel
do
like
it
that's
from
the
home.
cool thing, is now I should be able to order from out west and get my drone delivered. Because it should only take 10 minutes.
The drone battery isn't good. Like, just think about pure technology where we're at.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We need
we're
better
a long,
drones.
We're a
We
long
need,
way
we
away.
need a high quality Tesla drone.
Yeah.
Efficient. Doesn't mess up.
I think, I don't know.
Could hold a human if it had to. It's that strong. It can hold
That's true. That's
triple
true.
times the weight it's desired to hold.
And then everyone's like, yeah, so you're not
It
gonna...
has like, it will never like crash to the ground. It has like impact zone
That's true.
references.
That's true.
It'll like find a location to go crash into.
Because what happens, it's going to crash into some...
I'll call Elon. Like, we need it.
Let's call Elon.
So
It's
we're
gonna
solving issues.
It's going to crash into some woman.
We're solving our hunger issue.
It'll crash into some woman, and then everyone's going to be really...
Then it's a problem.
Yeah, then it's going to be a real problem. There's going to be 3 people in Perth that got killed by delivery drones. And everyone's like, I told you this was a bad idea.
At least it wasn't. As long as the drivers keep dying, no one cares. So 20 drivers a day died before that, but that's fine.
No one knows who they are anyway. They came over illegally in a boat.
No one came to claim the body of the French backpacker. His face was so dismembered by the cartel. Couldn't actually make it out. Another lost cause.
Gosh, how are we looking with time? Yeah, I think we've hit that hour mark. Is there anything else? Anything else we want to touch on?
I feel like we're pretty good.
I think we're pretty good as well.
Today.
Yeah, I've got to get down to the gym, get this day under wrap.
Yeah, Saturdays.
Yeah, Saturdays. That's what we usually record.
I reckon we'll have a better setup next week.
We will have a better setup. What are we thinking? I don't even know.
Pretty good, actually.
I don't think it's too bad at all.
Get a bit better.
Yeah, there's just not enough light on you, and there's too much light on me.
Maybe I just need to sit here.
Maybe you just need to do that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we have to figure out the lighting. It's still very awkward. But, yeah, we're going to keep getting better week to week. You're going to see some of the clips, hopefully, of those videos.
Yeah.
But anyway.
If you're watching from the future,
yeah, all this stuff that you
leave
have
a
now
comment
didn't
of what we've
exist.
solved.
Yeah,
well.
what stuff were you
From the
able
future.
to... I don't know.
Are the drones there yet?
Are the drones... Do we have jetpacks?
Was the White Race Devils, did they prove that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did they prove that?
Was the Melbourne UFO from the Pine Gap military base?
Yes.
And they messed up and crashed it?
Is everyone, like...
Did they
look
solve
like the
world
same person?
hunger?
Yeah, have they solved world hunger? Does everyone look like Jesse Williams now as well? Is there even a conversation about race anymore?
Yeah.
They're all the things that haven't happened
Have
right
white
now.
people been enslaved yet to get
Has
their
there been a
punishment?
payback? Yeah.
Payback's coming.
Paybacks. Paybacks coming.
That's all you need to say.
What if just like people of colour just got to the streets and be like, paybacks coming?
They should have done it during the Black Lives Matter.
Should have.
Like, who's gonna come sacrifice? Who's gonna come get whipped? It should have gotten crazier. People would have done it.
They would have
People would have
literally done it.
They
which
were
is the
gonna need
funny
a
thing.
volunteer to get the 20 lashes for the white race.
No, what would have happened is just like all the people of colour would have just taken the streets. Oh, I guess that's kind of what happened. And just burn everything down. But worse, like a
White people
full...
burned the street.
Yeah, there were white people. But like an actual race war. Where it's like, this is payback now. And it's literally like going for the first white person.
Like the first LA riots.
I guess. Was that what were they going after just white people? Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what should have happened. I felt that was almost going to happen. Watching the whole thing, I was getting a bit scared. I was like, oh gosh, is this really going to happen? Do I have to pick a side? What happens with all the mixed race people having to save their white parent? Shaka bars and stuff like that would be like,
Do we
I don't
pass?
even care.
What even is the pass? Does Kano pass?
Yeah, does Kano pass? How dark do you have to be? A guy with like straightish hair.
What side are you gonna pick as well if you're in the... Where's Mariah Carey going? What
Where's
side
Andrew Tate going?
I think I know what side he's going. He's in a room.
I'm a black man.
Where do Middle Easterns?
Where do Middle
what are they
Easterns
going?
go?
They're just
Sorry.
spectating.
Sorry.
They're the spectators.
I guess it's just English, Northern European, Italian.
Scotland, Ireland,
Yeah,
Finland,
Scotland, Ireland, Finland.
Sweden.
Yeah,
blah,
all
blah,
those Northern Europeans, Canadians, all Americans,
all of
white
Africa
Americans,
besides Morocco, Egypt, and
South Africa,
white South
Africans,
and all other
anyone
anyone around the world who is descended from.
and Ethiopians and Somalians because they
So
kind
when
of look
should this
Indian.
race war start?
When should the race war start?
27th of August 2022. Soon.
So we've classified. What about Islanders?
Too much.
And what about Papua New Guineans?
It's way too much.
That's so tricky. You just have a guy who looks like old Michael Jackson with a huge afro. He's like, you African? He's like, Papua New Guinean.
Gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Lol.
Anyway, yeah, the race war's going to start soon. You know who we've given.
In Australia.
Yeah, we'll start with... America can go first. Canada second. UK.
We're going to lose here.
And then Australia's going to be pretty hard.
It's going to be a big
It's
fight.
going to be
We're gonna have to get
real
some-
hard.
Melbourne will have
Hard
a
one.
good fight. They got a lot of Sudanese.
Yeah, I like the idea that what would Indigenous people do? What would Indigenous Australians
All the
do?
Culture Kings customers will be on
Oh,
the
that's
black
true.
side.
No, there's all white people. 99%.
But they'll trade. They'll transfer over.
You can't transfer.
You can't transfer.
No. Like I mentioned, if you are Italian, sorry.
You don't make the cut.
Jack Harlow, sorry.
No
matter
transfer.
how.
No whatsoever.
Nah. Justin Timberlake, sorry, still can't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the blackest white people still aren't going to make it. There've been the talks of the race war for a long time. And it's the sad thing that Jack Harlow
Don't
dies.
they say war's good? It promotes innovation for technology.
That's
Maybe
true.
the drones could come out of that. You use drones to go bomb black people, and then for after that all finishes, you then use it to deliver food.
What the funny thing is, the race war would happen and black people would lose.
In what country?
Every.
In
Yeah.
Africa, they're gonna lose.
There's going to be no race. Oh, it's South Africa. No, but what'll happen... Because think about the race war. They're losing in America. Sorry. They're just going to lose. All the black people in America are going to die.
Yeah.
In the UK, they're going to die. All of them. It's just going to be outnumbered. Same with Canada, all going to die. Australia, wiped out really quick. That'll be almost like to get to the...
20 of us. I'm looking around like...
20 of them, just is this all?
You guys are a bit outnumbered here.
But that's what's going to happen. And then what happens then, the only people who don't stand a chance are the white South Africans. And what happens, the white South Africans have all been cornered, and then suddenly, bam, all the black South Africans are killed by the white people from America, Australia, because they've all come to protect them.
Then what about the other billion people in Africa?
And that's when it really starts.
So that's
the race war
we
starts
need to
in
get
Africa.
more recruitments. We should just go to Africa.
Do you know what I've realised? This is why they don't want to solve the hunger problem. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a race war between the rest of the white world and Africa.
Yeah.
And Africans being, like, malnourished is really going to help, the white people. So it's like, why build them up and give them
food?
food?
Harder to shoot a gun when you starve.
Hard to do anything. Hard to conceive kind of like military strategy. Yeah. How are you going to figure out going up against, let's say, you've got a village of 10,000 and you have 80,000 coming to get you?
Bit tougher. Go a bit longer without food.
That's true. That's
you could go Americans coming to fight in Africa,
but they're coming with food. They've made advancements in like.
They might have. Who knows? All the food was too hot. They weren't prepared. They don't know how to live off the land in the country. They don't know the.
I still think they've got the technology. That's when the UFOs actually make an appearance. Like, what? Like, yeah, guys, we've always had these.
We're waiting for the actual war that mattered.
You're just like in Africa, all the white people are like, okay, I guess we're fighting this. Everyone's on jetpacks. Like, what? The UFOs are there. All this amazing technology that's just been waiting for the race war. Anyway, it's been good fun. This has been the Drinkwater Podcast.
We'll see you podcast now.
We haven't picked a side with this. We're just saying what's happening. We're just recounting the details. Anyway,
ready.
We'll see you next week.